Hello, welcome to Thav TV's exclusive. My name is William Sabule. Well, today I've been joined by a woman of repute. She is a medical practitioner, the chairperson of the Nigerian Labour Congress River State chapter. Plus, she is the governorship candidate of the Labour Party here in River State. She's a known voice in the emancipation of workers' welfare and a pride of capable women in politics poised to make a difference. Please help me welcome Comrade Chief Mrs. Beatrice Itubo. You're welcome to our program.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Good to have you here, ma. Well, we're going to jump right into the questions. First, I want to ask you, I've been wondering, as a woman in Nigeria, we don't see a lot of women involved in politics. Why have you taken this part of politics?
Well, actually, it's not as if women don't want to be engaged in politics, but the circumstances surrounding the women has made some of us to be shy. Sometimes we don't want to be outspoken. So we just feel that, well, the politics is so dirty and so violent. And as a woman, what do I have to do in that space? Yeah. But then it cannot always be that. So it's high time that women will begin to come out so that we can begin to make our voices to be heard. And what predicated this particular ambition, because of the situation I find the workers of River State, because that is a constituency from which I am coming from. And so I found out that over the years, workers have been mistreated. Workers' issues are not being taken the way it ought to be taken. And so workers have been relegated to the background. People will work all through their youthful years and retire. At the end of the day, you are not paid your gratuity, no pension, monthly pensions, and all that. And so when we looked at it, we came to the conclusion that we cannot continue this lamentation. Every day we protest. Every day we go on strike. Why don't we take the bull by the horn? And I want to believe that we had somebody who had done it before. And then the likes of Adam Soshomole. At least he tried. I will still say, without mincing words, that the very worst of Adams towards the workers of Edo State is still better than the best of others that have ruled Edo thus far. And so we felt that we should be able to come to the center stage and see how we can rescue our members. And not just that. We have also seen the rot going on in society, the moral decadence, the thuggeries. In short, everything has gone gaga, let me put it that way. And so we felt that as a woman, we are the mothers of these children who most times are used the contrary. And so we should be able to come out and look at them in the face and tell them, hey, don't go this way. This is the right way to go. And I believe that our voices will be heard. That's exactly why we came to this political space at this point in time. And I want to believe, like Mordecai told us, that do you know whether you are in this kingdom or you are called to this for a time such as this. So I believe that this is the time for women to come out and speak.
Oh, that's very interesting. But, well, we don't see a lot of them in politics at the moment, even though in time past we've seen one or two women involved in politics at this level, but that hasn't been the case. Could you lend your voice into gender equality as regards governance in Nigeria?
Well, the truth is that women have actually been relegated to the background. So that even when you come out to the political space, you see people coming around, ganging up against you. And then we say the place is not right for a woman to be a governor yet. We come and say you don't have the financial muscle. Some come and say, can you even do what the men are called to do? And I don't know what they do. That is outside the normal politicking. And if I knew that thing that they do, well, I wouldn't want to know. But I know that I will come to play decent and civil politics. And so because of that, some people have been intimidated out of the system. But some of us have decided not to be intimidated. And I want to believe that arising from my candidature and by God's grace, my subsequent winning, other women will be spurred. And a day begins a story. Probably other states too, people will begin. And one day, God will bless this country and give us a woman to be president, so that we can also lead the way we want the country to be.
No doubt you are one of the first women that have come out in River State to vie for this office, this very highly esteemed office. And I'm sure you're going to be quite a motivation to many other women in River State. But I want to ask you, as many have wondered, what exactly are your manifestos for River State people?
Yes, actually, like I said earlier, I am coming from a point where it's as if I'm angry. I'm not happy with the happenings in society, particularly in River State, where children are just, when they finish schools, no jobs. Students are not motivated. You find out that these days, even if you have you are the best brain, if you don't know who knows who, you are going nowhere. And so these are the narratives that we want to change. People should be able to be heard because of what they have upstairs, not who they know. So these are we will come out and begin to chart a new way. We get a roadmap whereby even when we have long gone out of office, others that are coming will begin to follow that roadmap for a prosperous River State. And by extension, a prosperous Nigeria. So why we came on board, there are so many things that are there as our manifestos. Like I said, we will declare an emergency on employment. So many children have finished school. There was a day I was reading one newspaper and they said they needed somebody for a job. And they said, with how many years experience, where are the experiences coming from? These people have never worked. And then you say they should have how many years of experience? Some of them should be within so and so years. So many people have finished school in the batches. And they have not worked. And we are saying when you want to come now, somebody from 25 years. It's not applicable because so many people, some of them have even entered 40s and they have not worked. They have the certificate, they are the best brains. And they are not given a level playing ground so that they can be able to actualize themselves in society. And so we are saying it cannot continue that way. And we also look at the area of agriculture. Hunger is the order of the day. Yeah. People are starving whether we like it or not. Sometimes we don't want to say, but it is happening. And so what do? We'll come out and see how we can be able to put in place modern and mechanized agriculture so that we can be able to have our people even employed in these places. So, when we have that, we are so wasteful in this country that we even the areas that we utilize for our benefit, we neglect them. Most of these places, when you begin to harness them, it will create jobs. And some of those people that are roaming the streets, some of them, because of frustration, they have become criminals, unintended. But because of frustration, they are lured into one activity or the other that is illegal. And so you can see that these people will not be engaged in these areas. What of education? So far as I'm concerned, education has been relegated to the background. And when we talk of education, we have to start from the basis. From both at the nursery, the primary, most importantly. That is the rock. That is the foundation of education. Today, what do we have in the state? We have some schools in the rural areas. You have just one headmaster, maybe one teacher. All others have retired, no employment. And what are we doing with the public funds? Public money is for public utilization, for the good and benefit of society. And so we begin to employ these people. We have our special program in health. And in short, let me correct you, I'm not a medical practitioner. I am a health practitioner.
Okay, health practitioner.
I'm a health practitioner. So actually, we will begin to see how we can aggressively remodel our health sector, both from the primary health care level to the secondary, whether it's our tertiary is already the federal government. Or yes, of course, these days we have a university teaching hospital here in River State. Yeah. So of course, the state is entering into tertiary health. So we can be able to say how we can remodel these things and bring it to global acceptable standards. Who has a standard? The World Health Organization has a standard for everything. There are a number of doctors that are supposed to attend to a particular patient. There are a number of elder health practitioners that are supposed to attend to a particular number of patients. Even where we cannot be able to meet that standard as at now, but let it be that we have started something. Let's all begin to work towards that path. So that everything we are doing can be globally accepted. We are not under any spell that they say when things come here, they must be done in a crude manner. No. So we'll begin to put in place strong institutions and make them work the way it is working outside here. So that we can begin to compete globally. This medical tourism here and there. And we begin to put in place things, begin to put in place modern and scientific equipment and bring qualified personnel to man these things. Of course, you see that some other countries will come to Nigeria. Are we under a cause that we must go to South Africa? We must go to India. We must take our people to Europe. Can't they also come here? There are some other small African countries that we are doing far better than. They should also be able to come here.
Very true.
And so when we begin to put this in place, we don't need to. Every day, we continue to decimate our naira because we're always looking for foreign exchange where we can buy dollars, buy pounds sterling so that we can go abroad for one treatment or the other. Even minor ailments. So we want to have a paradigm shift from that culture. And there's another thing that we want to do. Security is very important because all these things we are talking about, without security, if the health workers' safety is not guaranteed, they will not come out to do their jobs. Even the people that we are bringing, if we want to bring even expatriates, how will they be able to? When they come, they kidnap them. They work 2 days, they kidnap them. Then you begin to look for money to pay ransom. It is not. So we must create a conducive environment. That's why I said there must be an emergency situation on employment.
Yeah.
Because most of these youth, like I said earlier, are into this crime because of frustration.
Sure.
You have finished school, no job. And I tell people, I'm able to say that if we continue the rate at which we are going, a time will come when even you that has a little comfort, you may not be able to walk the streets of this state or Nigeria as a whole. Let me put it that way. Why? Because frustration will get to the extent that as they see you in the car, they think that you are the cause of the problem in the society. You people are enjoying and we are suffering. And they will begin to come after you.
That's true.
And so we have to declare an emergency on employment so that most of these people will have something. And how do we do that? I will always make bold to say that all over the climb, all over the globe, government is the highest employer of labor. Whether we like it or not, go and do your independent investigation. Then the remaining people, you will now create a conducive environment for the private sector to thrive. Multinationals will come. And then the ones that are when these people will begin to take them. And at the end, we have the artisans. They market men and women. When the economy is flowing, people are getting what they ought to get. The system is moving. It's that people are employed, people are getting contracts, people are multinationals are there paying the private sector workers. And then these people will in turn come back to purchase the goods and services from these other people. And you find out the economy will begin to grow.
Yeah.
This primitive accumulation of wealth, one man will go and begin to accumulate wealth, accumulate money, public money, not even their private money, and then go and stock it somewhere. It is killing the economy. Yeah. Because the economy is not moving, and we are going nowhere. And if we continue like this, my brothers, I believe that we are steering the ship to a halt. And when it hits the rock, we don't know who will be the victim. But God forbid. And that's why we are coming out to say, let us come out and take back Nigeria. Rescue Nigeria so that we will not have a state whereby we begin to run helter-skelter. Yeah. We cannot afford to be refugees in other countries. If you have traveled and you see the condition, the degrading condition that refugees find themselves,
so true.
You will begin to value this country and you want to do everything to rescue this country so that we can have a country that we call our own. We don't have any other country. Yeah. This is the only country where you can move without your passport. Nobody will come and accost you on the way and say, hey, come here. Here's your passport. All of that, no matter how responsible you think you look, there's a way you will go before you know they will come and police people will come to you and say, where's your passport? Where are you coming from? Because they have seen that you are not from there. So this is the only country that we can call our own. So the earlier we begin to put in place policies that will rescue this country, the better for all of us.
Yeah, thank you
and so that is part of our agenda. Though we have not started campaigns, when we finally start, we will roll out all of the manifestos. But these are the areas that I think we can declare state of emergencies.
All right, thank you very much for that insight. Government is the highest employer of labor, according to Madam. All right, we'll be back for more insights on what you plan to do for Rivers State. Well, that will be after the short break. You stay tuned. We'll be back with our interviews here on Thav's Exclusive. You stay tuned.
Dear Nigerians,
mo rò pé o ti gba ohun ìdìbò rẹ.
Tare mu karba a kasamu.
Make una go get on a PVC.
Aloni Nigeria go kona lo chikwono gelema.
together we can take back our country.
Now.
Nisi.
Mama.
Jesus.
This message is proudly brought to you by Thav Media Limited.
All right, welcome back from that break. I want to thank you so much for staying with us here on Thav TV's Exclusive. We're still with Comrade Mrs. Beatrice Itubo, the Labour Party governorship candidate here in Rivers State. All right, Madam, let me go back to you. Now, let me go into the questions that have been ringing the bells for as long as I can remember. Since Peter Obi moved to the Labour Party, it gained this level of relevance. And even here in Rivers State, we can see that the Labour Party activity has been all over and people are following. A lot of young Nigerians are on that path. So I'm going to ask you the questions. What is the plan of Labour Party in terms of structure? How do they intend to win this election here in Rivers State, ma'am?
That's a good one, because I've heard people saying that Labour Party we don't have structure.
Sure.
But I know that the structure is not this building. The structure are the human beings that will do the voting. Yeah. And if you want to ask me, Labour Party is a party that was registered by the workers. People came together and felt that workers are mistreated And so let's see how we can come together. So most times we at least support candidates so that they can come and begin to take labor issues and workers' issues to be very, very serious priority. So what we are saying that the human beings, labor, when they say we don't have structure, I begin to wonder what they mean by that, because there is hardly any nooks and crannies of this country that you don't have workers, that you don't have retirees. And these people are the people that are the structure. And these people are every worker, as we speak now, one worker has more than 10 people that you can influence. And you can be able to tell, this is where I want you to go. Because maybe you must have given them one assistance, or there's some of them are our children. And so I don't see my child going contrary to where I'm going to, because we have already brought everything to the table. You know, the Labour Party is very transparent. There is nothing hidden. Our agendas are there. They are people friendly. They are high on social justice, equity, and equality. And so because of that, I think we have the highest structure, if you ask me. Except I say that the structure is these massive buildings and billboards that they are doing everywhere. But if the structure are the people that will vote, of course, Labour Party has the highest structure. So as I speak to you, there is hardly any waterfront, creek, villages, communities that we don't have workers, like I said. And they are all there. They are calling us by the day. They are calling us by every day. If you look at the forms that we have filled more than 500,000 forms in less than 2 or 3 months' time. People are filling. People are coming. They are calling us every day. They want membership forms. They want membership cards and all that. So these are the structure. So we are fully on ground. And we know that in this state, all we are asking, let there be a level playing ground. Let INEC do the needful and ensure that there's a fair contest. And of course, you see Labour Party will clinch all the seats from the national up to the state levels.
Wishing you all the best in that. All right, Rivers State comes across as a tribal and a state that has a lot of tribal and religious diversity. So how do you intend to govern the state whilst carrying everyone along?
Yes, let me state quickly that before now, Rivers State, yes, we have different dialects. We are divided along tribes and all that, but we have been one united people before now. It's just these politicians that came on board and began to weave tribal sentiments. They want to, when they want to woo you, they come to begin to weave some sentiment. Oh, because I am from so and so place, so now it is my turn. And as if the Rivers State or the Nigerian state is now a piece of cake that will begin to share turn by turn. It is my turn to take this. It's the other person's turn to take. No, we are talking of competence. People with the requisite knowledge, the experience to steer the ship of state. Now, what are we talking about? People that can be able to come. Hey, I am not tribalized. Be not because you are from so and so place, then you come, and even when you don't merit, I begin to give you some favors. No, we should be able to build a state where everybody can be free to say, I'm a River's son, I'm a River's daughter. And then if you have what it takes, and there's an opportunity, everybody should be given equal opportunity. You know, the problem we are having today, let me quickly mention, is because we have not given people equal opportunities. So when you begin to favor one tribe far and above the other, there's bound to be agitations, whether we like it or not. The problem we're having in the country is because of unequal treatment. Where one tribe or one group sees themselves as if they are far and more superior to the others.
True.
They have this sense of entitlement. And so it is not right. And so I will ensure, in fact, the Labour Party in the state, I'm not talking as I, because I am not coming there alone. We are coming as a group, as a people that have good intentions for the state. So what are we going to do? We are going to ensure that even in our selections, in appointments and everything, we give everybody equal opportunities. Every tribe will be carried out. And when you begin to treat people fairly, on equal capacity, equal background, you see that people will begin to flow. Because what do I want? Maybe these particular people, they say we have not been given a commissioner, we have not been given this all through the time we have. And for crying out loud, we are all River State people. And everybody is entitled to get what is due everybody. All tribes are equal, if you ask me. And so we should be able to know that everybody must be respected. People's background must be respected. People's values must be respected. And when you begin to accord them that respect, and they know that you are carrying everybody along, of course, there will be peace, there will be tranquility. Everywhere will become, people will give you the needed support. And they begin to profile ideas and bring solutions to some problems. Because there is no one man that has monopoly of knowledge.
True.
So what I would like that we must need people from all backgrounds so that they can be able to begin to give us these solutions to these problems that we find ourselves in that way. We intend to bring everybody together. And more so, you know, mothers, we have a subtle way of doing our own things.
That's so true.
We begin to appeal to the consciences of people. We begin to do a lot of orientations. And when you begin to talk to people, and they see that you mean it, you are sincere with what you are saying. Sometimes people begin to that way because of insincerities. You are talking with somebody, so they're speaking from this side of the mouth. The next second, he's saying another thing, and then you have no trust. And when trust is lost, what do you expect? There will be bickers.
Yeah.
I know because it's not from my own place. That's why every tribe must want to let it be that our own brother or sister is the one occupying government house, so that it can be well with us. But if everybody knows that, anybody that is there will carry everybody along. I don't see any reason for all this bickering, and there wouldn't be. There wouldn't be. So that's exactly how we intend to see how we can bring this state back together the way we used to. When we go out there, we can present ourselves as river sons and daughters, and our voices can be heard. We will be one. Because the people united can never be defeated. Yeah,
people united can never be defeated. All right, I cannot let you go without asking. Being the Labour Congress chairperson here in Rivers State, I cannot let you go without asking you how you intend to carry along the pensioners and those workers in Rivers State that, you know, over the months and years, they've been this loud outcry of how the present government has treated them. Recently, it has even been on the news how, you know, even though the governor said he has started paying pensions here and there, but we know that the outcry is still out there. How do you intend to carry these workers, whom you've also, you know, mentioned earlier that they are your most trusted structure?
Yes, actually, like I said earlier, it is this mistreatment or maltreatment that has brought us to this level where we are. If things were working well with the everyday workers and things are going well in the society, I think some of us would have been at the background, maybe trying to see how we can help and lift other people up. But we have seen that things are not going the way ordinarily should be. And so we felt that instead of staying behind and continue to lament, and this, you can, like I said, trust is lost. You don't know who you will bring again, whether it will be worse than the person that is still there now. And so you can see that you will only say, okay, let us see how we go about it. And so when the workers have said, we all sat down, and so many of them said, madam, give this thing a try. We know you can perform. And so we are there. So we know that our intention, like you said about the pensioners, have been crying the loudest in this state over the issues of pensions. And initially, people were saying nobody's owing pension, we are not owing anybody. Even when pensioners go out to protest, these elderly people, they will say they are hired people, they are oppositions, they are this. And these are human beings. True. For crying out loud, if you think that the opposition is using me for a particular thing, resolve that issue, that's why they will no longer use me again. If I am crying that I'm not paid my gratuity, and you feel that it's opposition that is pushing me to cry, now that the opposition will be the one that will spend the money for me, then why not pay me? So that if I come out to say that you are owing me again, you cannot say, hey, but I paid you, so what are you talking about? So when an issue has become a perennial problem, it is something that we need to really look at critically and see the way we can be able to tackle. And that's exactly why we are here today. We want to see how we can be able to place the workers of Rivers State alongside their other counterparts. I'm not saying that all other states it is well in every state, but there are some states that are doing the right thing. Yes. As we speak now, there are some states that are not owing any pension gratuities. Boronu is a case in point. That governor tried. And we have all suggested all these things. So we are coming here to put the issues of workers at the front burner. Not that other facets of the society will be relegated to the background, no. We'll carry everything along. But then, like I told you, I am a health practitioner. And in the health palace, we say abnormal ailments are always treated abnormally. So when things begin to go the other way, we have a way of tackling them. And we are well prepared. We have the requisite knowledge. We have the experience that will be able to come and see how we can be able to fix things so that we can begin to move.
All right. Thank you so much, Comrade. We want to thank you for making the time out for this interview. Thank you so much. And to our viewers, that's all we'll be taking today on Thav TV's exclusive. Thank you so much for staying with us up to this time. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and also follow us on all our social media handles. Until next time, my name is William Sabule. You stay safe.